Michael Porter Jr. was on the Pivot podcast, and he had some comments about the WNBA Pay. Take a look.
You have strong ties to women hoops. We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
You just recently re-signed or signed a new deal with Puma, right? I saw you rocking the Stewie 2s, Breonna Stewart, her kicks. Have you been outspoken about the pay, the wages in the WNBA for those ladies?
Yeah, they did an interview with me. I mean, I see it from both sides. I know these females want to get paid more, and they're very talented. But so is a famous ping pong player. They're just as talented as the best ping pong player is just as talented as the best basketball player. That doesn't mean they're going to get paid the same because
they play ping pong.
It's what the people want to watch. You know what I mean? So, as much as I understand females wanting the same treatment as men basketball players, it's a different sport. People, they're not packing out the arenas. Obviously, their TV deals aren't the same. So as much as I advocate for women and kind of the equality of the respect of their craft and all those things, I mean, you can't pay them the same thing, you know, but I do feel like there should be a little way to make a little bit more money for them because they are very talented.
It's not as exciting.
No, it's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting basketball.
Yeah, you're not.
They got to lower the rims. I would watch a girl coming down the lane on another. I would watch that.
He faced a lot of backlash from these comments, including from WNBA player Lexie Brown on Gil's Arena.
So Lexie, you had some thoughts on MPJ's comments. Floor is yours.
Well, let me start by saying, I think his heart was in the right place. So I'm not here to shit on Michael Porter Jr. I do think he started on the right foot, and then he just kind of put his foot in his mouth. And like, my issue with the Pivot is they allow these guys to say things that they know is wrong, and they just are like, okay, keep going, or they'll feed them more information for them to then double down on the stupid shit that they had just said. So, I mean, there's like a lot to unpack in his like statements, identifying us as females instead of women the whole time. Lowering the rims comment, you already know how I feel about that. It's stupid. It doesn't benefit me personally at all because I'm still not gonna dunk. Yeah. I can't dunk on a 10-foot rim. I'm definitely not gonna dunk on a 9-foot rim. It's gonna fuck up my shooting. It's gonna fuck up everybody's shooting. And I just feel like the way he plays basketball, like, he shoots a lot of threes. I just don't. He doesn't dunk. He wants us to dunk. You dunk. Like, what are we talking about? It's a tired conversation. And I'm very annoyed with men continuing to create these spaces to discuss these things when they don't watch our games, they don't know us, they don't ask us our opinions about anything ever. And like, if you don't have to watch us play, that's fine. But like, for you to just sit there and just constantly shit on our craft, our product, and everything without really being tuned in, like, it's not right.
To start off, I've seen a lot of WNBA players getting upset at Michael Porter Jr. for referring to them as females instead of women. When you don't have a valid response, this is what you do. You find things to get upset about and deflect from the main point. These same women refer to themselves as females all the time. It has nothing to do with the conversation, and the same can be said for his ping pong comparison. He was clearly just saying that the most talented player doesn't always get paid the most, but they use that as an excuse to ignore his point, calling it offensive that they be compared to ping pong players. Lexie also said that she's annoyed at men commenting on women's sports when they don't watch them, but that's precisely the problem. You're trying to gain a larger audience so you can make more money, and men are part of that audience. She even said that she was upset that no one asked for her opinion.
They don't ask us our opinions about anything ever.
But in this case, her opinion doesn't matter as much as the consumers. If you're trying to gain more money, the audience comes first, not the player. Why do you think the NBA started cracking down on load management? Because the consumers were getting screwed over in benefit of the players. And the NBA had to change that because the consumers come first. Without the consumers, you don't have a league. The WNBA is the only professional sports league that doesn't understand the position it's in. The league has never turned a profit. The only reason it exists is because of the NBA. But they want everything to benefit the players. They don't care about the audience or making the league enjoyable to watch. They also don't want to hear opinions of anyone who is honest about why they don't make as much as the men. If they're not willing to change or do anything that they don't want to do in order to help the greater success of the league, then this is never going to change. They'll even flat out lie about the success of the league, saying that they have more viewers per game than the NHL, blaming the pay gap on sexism, completely ignoring that the NHL has over double the games and almost triple the teams. Not to mention that the league actually sells tickets and turns a profit. If WNBA players actually want change, they should stop getting offended over words like women or female, stop exaggerating the success of the league, stop shooting down every suggestion that the audience wants to see, and actually look in the mirror. You have to be willing to accept some fault of your own and stop putting it on everyone else. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Lexie Brown and the WNBA getting upset at Michael Porter Jr. for telling the truth. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more NBA content just like this, and I will see you in the next upload.